When it comes to interview questions during a job interview, it's important to appreciate that it goes both ways. The employer is going to be asking a series of questions to the prospective candidate, and the candidate should be interviewing the employer just the same. Number one, what does success look like in this company? Understanding a company's culture and philosophy is key to fitting in and finding a good match for yourself. This is the first dimension of burnout. If you don't have this part locked down, it's very easy to jump into something that you thought you were very excited about, only to find out later that it's not really what you signed up for. Number two, what does a typical career cycle look like for this company? Now, regardless of the size of the business unit or this department, it's going to have some type of turnover. On average in the United States, you're looking at about 15% annual turnover across all industries. In healthcare, it's a little different. We tend to go in pulses, so every 2 to 3 years you have kind of a mass turnover. But it's an important question to ask, because if you're looking for stability or if you're looking for opportunity, you need to be sure that you're jumping in at the right time. If the career cycles last 5, 8, 12 years, then you need to make sure you're coming in at the very beginning of that or the very tail end of that if you wish to move up in the leadership chain. Number three, ask about the entire compensation package. Now, most compensation packages have some form of defined or undefined categories of these 6 dimensions: the cash pay salary, the benefits, the perks or fringe benefits, the workplace opportunity, culture, and then balance. These 6 dimensions are critical to consider overall, and it should be pretty easy for your hiring manager to explain to you what the full role of compensation looks like. For companies that pay not so well on the salary front, they should be paying you very well on the benefits front, and vice versa. If their benefits isn't so high, then their cash payout should be pretty good. Either way, it's a total sum of compensation, value for value, that you want to consider. Number 4, ask about the process of performance appraisals. How do I get reviewed at the end of the year? What categories are judged and measured against what? Are there quantifiers and qualifiers? Is there a peer review? How does this work? You're not necessarily thinking too far ahead. What you're trying to grasp is, again, the culture or the workflow of how this organization beats. What is the supply, the blood life of this company? Do they really value each other as a team? Because if they do, then there's going to be a peer review process. If it's a little bit more of a corporate structure, then you can expect minimal HR requirements to be filled every single year, and your supervisor will either check yes you did or check no you didn't. Number 5, how do opportunities present themselves within this company or this organization? This is a great question to ask, because if you're hungry and you want to move fast, you want to contribute, you want to be valuable to this team, then you need to ask on how you can bring more value. Number 6, how will orientation look like? What will it be for, say, an experienced new hire versus a new grad new hire? This will tell you a lot about what this organization truly values. If it values the talent itself, they're going to give the new grad a little bit more of a break, and that's a good thing. Number 7, what are some pain points? What are some pain points that this business unit, your department, has struggled with in the last 6 to 9 months? What you're trying to ask for is you're trying to see if this is something you can help with. This will help not only craft the rest of the interview process, but it'll also help you craft what your negotiation strategy is going to be. If this is a pain point that you can help with, then you can very well negotiate up what your compensation package is going to look like. Number 8, ask about gain-making opportunities for the organization, the department, the business unit that you wish to join. Just like the pain points, it gives you a little bit of a hint of what happens behind the scenes, but more importantly, it changes a negative. How can I alleviate a negative into how can I make more positivity flow through and bring more value to this team? Number 9, how long has this position been open for? Now, you don't want to go through it like so you mind telling me how long this position's been open for? Because I'm not sure I want to join this thing. It's not so much this query inquisitory thing. What you're really trying to get a feel for is, what is a job market like in this region? Finally, number 10, how can I make your life easier as my prospective team leader? This is a show of good faith, but it also may peel back the layers behind opportunity makers and pain point alleviators that your hiring manager may or may not be so forward to tell you right away. This follow-up question is super powerful because it demonstrates that you're already a team player, you're already thinking as part of this team and that you are a trustworthy person that this hiring manager can bring in on their side, on their behalf, to push forward the mission and vision of the specific department that they lead. All of these are wonderful questions to ask, but there's a good chance that you don't have time to laundry list down these 10 questions all right away. It's the right question for the right opportunity at the right time. That is what interviews are all about. Now that you have all these in your toolbox, what you want to do is choose one or two that you know you can ask almost any opportunity. Another one or two that you want to have for specific situations within the interview pathway. And finally, a closure statement or a closure question that you can end with so that you can end the entire interview on a positive note or on a discerning note should it not be the proper opportunity for you. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ben Fung with UpDoc Media with the content you need to know delivered with clinical precision. I'll see you next time.